everyone, and welcome to a very special edition of Ask the Crown. I'm Elizabeth Seyfried, Miss United States 2014, and Miss World America's 2015. I'm so excited to be introducing the 2015 class of Miss World America, who will be competing this summer in Washington, D.C. in July.
Hi, my name's Amara, and I'm your 2015 Miss Rhode Island World.
Tell us about where you're from and your family and your community.
I'm originally from Los Angeles, California, and that's where most of my family lives. I moved to Rhode Island to pursue my degree at Brown University in Public Policy and Gender Studies. And I've got to say, I've absolutely fallen in love with the state of Rhode Island since moving here. The communities here are so closely knit and so loyal. There's a lot of local pride. And there should be a lot of local pride because you can go anywhere from a small town feeling to a forest to the beach in a matter of minutes. And of course, you've got the arts capital, Providence, which gives you a city feel also.
Tell us something about yourself that no one else knows.
Not a lot of people know that when I was 11, I made a vow. I was the star of my elementary school's production of Fiddler on the Roof. I played the mom, Golda, and I had terrible stage fright every single time I was performing. So I made a vow on our last night to never perform on a stage again or to never set foot on a stage again. And I spent my high school years behind the scenes as a stage manager and helping with school productions. So entering into my first pageant was a big leap for me, and in the last few years, because I've done pageantry, I have a totally different outlook on being on stage.
Knowing what you know now, if you could write a letter to yourself when you were young, what would you say?
The first thing I would tell myself is that time heals everything. When you're young and something bad happens, it feels like the end of the world. Everything is a crisis. But no experience is completely bad if you can learn something from it. So I would make sure that my younger self didn't freak out about things that don't matter to me at all now anymore. And the other thing I would tell my younger self is that the things your parents care about and their opinions matter a lot more than your friends' opinions.
Tell us about your Beauty with a Purpose project and how you selected it.
So the goal of my Beauty with a Purpose project is to empower girls, and it's through a camp I started this year called Camp Sparkle, Rhode Island. At Camp Sparkle, we expose the girls to life skills and science, technology, engineering, and math topics. We took 48 kids at our last session from all kinds of backgrounds all around Rhode Island, and we took them on field trips every day. We learned a new skill every day: carpentry, mechanics, cooking, sewing, and then we also did art classes, dance, Zumba, Pilates, you name it. So it was our goal to make sure that the girls felt safe, that they felt empowered to try new things, and that they had a lot of fun. All of our activities are electives, so the students can pick things as they're interested in them, but there's always something to do. And the great thing about having our age range, which is 5 to 12, is that you have 12-year-olds who can act silly and let loose because they're with 5-year-olds at a time right before they're in their teens when it's really hard to feel comfortable enough to let loose.
Knowing that Miss World is a community ambassador, tell us why you should be Miss World America.
Miss World America needs to be a strong representative of our nation, somebody who knows our communities well and who isn't afraid to go out and be involved in the community. And that's exactly what I've done in my time so far as Miss Rhode Island World. I've tried to do lots of appearances, partner with lots of nonprofits, and use the amplified voice that your sash and crown gives you to make as much positive change as possible.
Tell us a fun fact.
A fun fact about me is that I went to boarding school and a lot of my friends were from all around the world. And so one summer I agreed to travel across China with my friends who were from China and other parts of Asia. But I was the only one who didn't know any words in Chinese or Mandarin or Cantonese. I didn't know anything. And I somehow made it through and I had a great time that summer.
Thank you so much to everyone who let us interview them on Ask the Crown, and thank you to everyone for watching. I'm so excited to meet all the women in Washington, D.C. in July who will be competing for Miss World America.